Today marks 39 years since the Chernobyl nuclear disaster, a tragedy that shocked the entire world and endangered millions of lives. Today, I'd like to reflect on this event through the lens of our hobby, scale modeling. Before we begin, a quick note. I use AI voiceover, as I'm still improving my spoken English. However, all the ideas, research, and editing are 100% my own work. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. Your support helps the channel grow and motivates me to create more content. And a quick announcement. I've just posted a new video on my second channel, featuring the KrAZ truck with a lead-shielded cab, used during the Chernobyl disaster cleanup. You'll find the link in the description below this video. Be sure to check it out and subscribe. There's lots of other interesting and rare modeling content on that channel too. Bringing together the themes of Chernobyl and scale modeling in a single video wasn't easy. Unfortunately, most model manufacturers, with very few exceptions, have largely ignored this topic, which is surprising considering the dramatic scenes, the unique equipment involved in the disaster response. All of it could be perfect material for impactful dioramas. But instead, we keep getting yet another version of a Sherman or a Panther, as if there weren't enough already. In this video, I've tried to gather various models from different scales and manufacturers that are at least somewhat related to Chernobyl. This is not a ranking, but rather a collection, and I have to admit, finding information wasn't easy. I had to dig piece by piece. The first vehicle I want to highlight is the IMR-1, or Engineering Obstacle Clearing Vehicle. The IMR-1 was heavily used right at the disaster site. Radiation levels in 1986, ranging from 60 to over 500 Roentgen per hour, made regular construction equipment completely useless. By early May 1986, IMR-1 units were already operating near the destroyed reactor. According to various reports, about 12 IMR-1 vehicles were deployed in the exclusion zone. The base model, the built on the T-55 chassis, certainly exists in model form, but no major plastic kit manufacturers have produced a dedicated IMR-1. Only a small company called KrAZ Project offers a resin kit in 1/72 scale. Judging by the available photos, the model looks quite decent in quality. The real issue, however, is price and availability. Sure, in today's world of online shopping, you can track down almost anything, but the idea of buy it now with one click definitely doesn't apply here. Moving on to another interesting manufacturer, Red Iron Models, a small company that specializes in 3D printed kits. They offer 3 different sets related to the Chernobyl disaster. A T-130 bulldozer fitted with a lead-shielded cab for radiation protection. A DET-250M bulldozer, also heavily shielded. And perhaps the rarest and most fascinating, the STR-1 robot, which was deployed to clear debris in highly radioactive zones, where humans and standard machines could not operate. As for quality, it's typical 3D printing, with all the pros and cons. Good detail, but sometimes requiring extra cleanup and finishing work. Availability is about the same story as the previous model. Hard to find, but possible if you're determined enough. When talking about the Chernobyl disaster response, it's impossible not to mention the helicopters, which played a crucial role in the early days after the explosion. They were used to deliver materials for sealing the destroyed reactor, dropping lead, sand, boron, and concrete directly into the crater. Pilots operated under extreme conditions: massive radiation exposure, heavy turbulence above the open reactor, and complete uncertainty about what was happening inside. The main helicopters used included Mi-8, the standard Soviet military workhorse; Mi-6, a heavy-lift helicopter capable of carrying huge loads; Mi-26, at that time, the world's largest and most powerful helicopter, used to transport heavy equipment into the exclusion zone; and Mi-2 helicopters, smaller craft used for light reconnaissance and personnel transport. In terms of scale models, there are some good options available. The Mi-8 is available in both 1/72 and 1/35 scales. produced by companies like Zvezda and Trumpeter. The MI6 is available in 1/72nd scale, kits by Amadel. The MI26 also comes in 1/72nd scale, and the MI2 is available in 1/48th and 1/72nd. Kits from Smear and other manufacturers. All of these helicopters offer fantastic opportunities for dioramas, either dropping cargo over the reactor, flying low over the exclusion zone, or parked on improvised landing pads deep within the contaminated area. It's also worth mentioning the KrAZ trucks, which played an important role in the Chernobyl disaster response. Mainly dump trucks and cement mixers were used to transport construction materials and concrete to help bury the destroyed reactor. To protect the drivers, the truck cabins were often covered with improvised lead shielding, rough makeshift armor to offer at least some defense against radiation. It wasn't pretty, but there was no better option at the time. As for model kits, AVD Models from China has stepped up in this area. They produce both a KrAZ dump truck and a KrAZ cement mixer in 1/43rd scale. Interestingly, these are not traditional plastic or resin kits, and not even 3D printed. The cabin and some parts are made of metal, while the rest is plastic. Overall, they're well-made kits, relatively easy to assemble, and fairly easy to find on Chinese marketplaces like AliExpress. They're a great option for anyone looking to build vehicles related to the Chernobyl cleanup operations. We also have to mention the BRDM-2, an armored reconnaissance vehicle that played a vital role in the early weeks after the Chernobyl disaster. These vehicles were used for a variety of tasks: patrolling the exclusion zone, transporting specialists into highly radioactive areas, and assisting with evacuation and logistics. The BRDM-2 was valued for its maneuverability, enclosed cab, and off-road capabilities. Of course, its armor offered little protection against radiation. It mainly shielded occupants from physical hazards like debris and obstacles. For scale modelers, Trumpeter offers an excellent option. They produce a BRDM 2:1:35 scale, and it's considered one of the best kits available in terms of detail and value. The model features a well-detailed hull, suspension, turret, and even some interior components if you want to build it with open hatches. This BRDM-2 makes a great base for a Chernobyl-themed diorama, paired with figures in hazmat suits, scattered debris, and a background of abandoned infrastructure. Adding dust, dirt, and weathering effects will enhance the realism, just like the real vehicles, which were quickly covered in radioactive fallout. And finally, we absolutely must highlight ICM once again. They are probably the only major model manufacturer that has seriously focused on the Chernobyl disaster, dedicating an entire series of kits to it. ICM released several truly interesting sets, including Radiation Control Checkpoint. The set includes a ZIL 131 truck, small structures, and figures. Chernobyl Firefighters, featuring a fire truck and firefighter figures. One of the most dramatic and heartbreaking stories of the disaster that can now be recreated in diorama form and displayed proudly. Bio-robots. Figure set, depicting Army reservists who manually cleared radioactive debris from the reactor's machine hall roof using shovels. Decontamination teams, a figure set showing deactivation crews, probably not ideal for a standalone diorama, but a perfect addition to a larger scene. Civilian evacuation, a set with civilian figures. Unfortunately, it does not include any vehicles. The diver's heroic mission, figures representing the divers who undertook one of the most dangerous tasks inside the reactor facilities. While a very dramatic story, it seems a bit difficult to fully capture in a diorama setting. Overall, ICM deserves real appreciation for this Chernobyl-themed series. While other manufacturers have largely ignored the topic, at least ICM gave modelers something to work with, and for that, they truly deserve respect. So, what can we say in conclusion? Chernobyl remains a largely unexplored theme in scale modeling, with ICM being almost the only company that has taken it seriously so far. And honestly, That's a bit disappointing because the potential for this subject is huge, and I believe many modelers would be genuinely interested. Let's hope that in the future, more manufacturers will turn their attention to Chernobyl and give us new, thoughtful kits dedicated to this important historical event. In the meantime, leave your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.